Hi, my name is Chad Dvorak. I'm here to introduce you to course 5709, Big Data Engineering and Analytics. I'm a Master of Science in Data Science graduate from 2016 from another university. I'm also a Principal Solutions Architect with PH Data. We are a company that specializes in complex enterprise data problems, such as the big data space, cloud data, data strategy, and even machine learning and data science implementation. So I'm here to pitch you this class. Let's jump into some of the things that you'll learn. Our key objectives of this course is first for you to understand key big data platforms and how to implement solutions on some of those platforms. We're going to talk about platforms like Databricks. We're going to talk about Snowflake. We're going to talk about AWS data solutions. We're going to take an introduction to some Azure data solutions as well. We're also going to understand cloud data environments and the future of big data processing, such as what is the impact that Azure and AWS are having on big data right now and how that has changed the data engineering world completely. We're going to understand the importance of engineering in data solutions and the concepts for engineering big data, real-time streaming, and analytics. Really, this course is about engineering. How does data engineering fit in the context of software engineering? And how do you apply the same best practices and principles that you've been learning through your coursework and apply those to the data engineering space? How do you implement data engineering? How do you test data engineering? And how do you create a proof of concept that you can deliver and that you're going to be able to turn into a real live product? We're also going to understand how to implement a lot of solutions. We're going to talk about practical use cases, hands-on team and individual projects. We're going to have a lot of class discussion around the problems and solutions that we see in real life. And we're also going to have some industry insight and expertise. As I said, I work for a company that specializes in big data, and we work with a lot of Fortune 500 companies in order to help them solve the problems that they're having in data. Really, at the end of this course, you're going to be prepared to have a real world discussion with enterprise architects. As you get your first engineering role, or you're already working in engineering, you're going to be able to come to the table with some good insight on how to implement a proof of concept on data platforms. You're going to have an insight as far as to what kind of data platforms you should be looking at to solve particular problems. You're going to have some insight on data streaming, and you're going to have some experience in all of this. So just like in previous iterations of this course and a comparable course I did in the CSCI program, some of the activities and projects that we're going to do in this course is first, we're going to do a live proof of concept as a team project using a big data set and using your choice of a NoSQL database. We're going to look at data analysis using Scala Spark, or if you'd rather work instead of the JVM languages, if you'd rather work in Python, you can do the project in PySpark as well. We're going to do Spark lab assignments and a project in Databricks. And we're also going to have some guest industry experts and guest data engineers come to speak to the class. We're going to have a panel of data engineers that we're going to allow you to ask questions and understand, what is the life of a data engineer? What do they do on a regular day-to-day basis? What does a solution architect do? How do they work together? What is it like on your first data engineering project? And importantly, how do you land a job as a data engineer? You should have some great insight from some of these experts that we're going to bring in. So why should you enroll in this course? What's in it for you? What are the benefits? I know that a lot of you are in your last semesters. You're looking for something that you're going to take that's going to challenge you, something that you can learn, something that you can really put to use as you're starting to look for jobs. So number one, are you excited about solving complex data problems? Right now, data space is growing huge with all the data that's created all around you, from internet to your phones to companies in enterprise, from retail, from healthcare, just the analytics space of what they're trying to solve. There's data all around us, and really companies are really struggling to implement this data and try and find some value out of that data. Just bringing all of their data together from all the different platforms they're using is very complex. And then how do you bring all of that data together to start finding some insights and value that can really change the industry? So if you're curious about the world of big data and cloud data solutions, you want to learn more about Azure, you want to understand AWS and how it fits into the world, you want to understand the changing world of Hadoop and how it's going into Snowflake and starting to use more of AWS platforms or Azure platforms and how the big data space is changing. You'll want to enroll if you want to be able to contribute to big data solutions and conversations. If you want to get involved in your company or your future company in data engineering projects and be able to actually add to some of the leadership that it takes to design and test out some of these concepts that we'll be talking about. Really, if you want to make a switch and you need a foundational start, you've been working in software engineering, and you're saying, hey, maybe I'd like to get into the data engineering space. There's a whole bunch of jobs out there for data engineering. Data engineering can be used as a road into some data science work, or really, you're just looking for something that's a little more interesting where the job market is a little bit hotter. So by taking this course, you're going to have a competitive advantage for landing some interesting engineering roles. You're going to have a leg up on the competition by having some experience in working in Spark, programming in Spark and Databricks, using some of the cloud data platforms. You're going to be working with a NoSQL database. You're going to go end to end in a group project, applying a POC, a proof of concept. You're going to be able to put all of this on your resume, and that is going to give you a competitive advantage for landing some cool data engineering roles. So all in all, this is going to be a great class. It's going to challenge you. It's going to give you some useful experience that you can use in the real world enterprise, land yourself a good job doing some interesting work and solving some complex problems. I look forward to seeing you in the spring semester of 5709, and we'll jump on solving some complex data problems.